Hidden Hands is a, yes, 2009, 2007 not channel, discussion between reptilian being, luciferian, reptilian, draconian, and a so-called, a supposedly Mason, the hidden hand. So that's their conversations. So it goes like this. The self-proclaimed Illuminati insider appeared on the above top secret forum in October 2008, giving away information about the Illuminati agenda and their goals. The reason for this, he says, is because time is right for us to know some of what is going on behind the scenes. And when he explains why he needs to review it now, it's very convincing. In this article, I will post the dialogue between the above top secret forum members and Hidden Hand in its entirety. Please take time to read through this whole dialogue. Yes, I know it's long, but I think we can benefit from it, even if you end up not believing what is said. When you read it, you need to have an open mind and digest as well. You can't be stuck in dogma or think you have it all figured it out already, because then it doesn't matter what he says. You won't believe it. Here are some points which makes him very believable. One being that the forum member he is communicating with make up pages after pages of random questions, as you can see in this article, and he answers them intelligently and precisely, without the delay it would take for a person presenting a hoax to come up with them. This is also what the forum member noticed, and he is consistent. Many of the questions are very good, deep to the point, and philosophical. And this guy or woman, we don't know, this being claims not to be from this earth. Of course, not a reptilian, draconian, manages to reply on a very deep level, Saurian, luciferian. There's many names: luciferian, draconian, Saurian, whatever. And his answers don't contradict each other in a advised and intelligent dialogue like this. It's very unlikely anyone would be able to do that without giving himself away at some point. You will most certainly notice she is sincere. Ever wondered who is on top of the pyramid? He gives us a clue. Of course, the secret government is on top. The bloodline he represents is well above the Rothschilds in power, of course. And in the hierarchy, those are the representative. That's why some religions claim that men are the representative of God on earth. You see? And so all those in power, all those who has money, economic power, is somewhat representing the draconians, the Saurians, whatever, in power, and in the hierarchy, and is extraterrestrial in origin. The 13 bloodlines have been talking about thus far on this website and others, with the Rothschilds in top position together with the Merovingian, nobility, a quite low rank in the big pyramid structure, and other ones playing a power game here on net. Only aware of parts of the big game and need to know basis. The bloodline Hidden Hand is supposedly belonging to is a way more advanced and higher rank, the secret government. I really think this is being believes in what he say, and whether he is deceiving himself to some degree or not. This is most probably what is driving the Illuminati. These are their goals. It leaves you with a pretty strange feeling after having read it all. But deep inside, it rings true. Not all true. He's not telling all the truth, but most of it is true. But what he don't say is about who are they? That they are the Anunnakis, and that they are not God. They may be a representative, a logo, a self-programmed God, but they are not gods. And that's are the gods that you all worship and pray to. Alright? But they are not the God, the big being out there. I really think this being believes in what he's saying, whether he is okay. His answer may need to be read more than once to be understand the different layers of what he's telling us. Afterwards, what you start connecting the dots, you notice that a lot of pieces in the big puzzle that previously were missing and left unanswered suddenly fit in. If you are visiting the Illuminati news website for the first time, I already have a fair concept of what the Illuminati and the New World is about, and you only intend to read one article from my huge database, I would say this one would be the one to read. You certainly don't want to lose this page and then need to go through data recovery on the internet browser. Hope you didn't lose it so you can come back to it later. It's been hard to perceive what ultimately drives the Illuminati. Greed, yes. Power, of course. Control, sure. But you always have this feeling that there's a deeper mystery behind the great work of the ages. This may very well be this is not just Illuminati, man. There's a lot of the other group. Nothing to do on, there's not on the Illuminati that represents the Saurians, the Anunnakis. That's not true. When you are done you read this article and feel inspired, please go to the website Love One and start absorbing the information presented there. It's a huge database on the same subject. Love One is the raw material, but extensively expanded. Both these articles may, if we read them with understanding plus an open mind and open heart, show us that the real solution to the New World Order problem. Here's the dialogue between the above top secret members, ATS, and Hidden Hand, the self-proclaimed Illuminati insider. The emphasis in bold throughout the article are mine to separate out certain key points I want to highlight. First session. So this material, I think it was from Wayne Spena, that guy who is from Scandinavia. However, he found this article on the internet. I'm a generational member of a ruling bloodline family, which is the Anunnaki, reptile, whatever. Every so often, unsped directives of the law for a creator, a brief window of opportunity opens, whereby select handful of a family are required to make communication with outside subjects, and offer you the chance to ask us any questions you would like answered. And this he's talking about when they're about to conclude the present phase of Earth, when they want to make another timeline. They're about to conclude this one we are living right now. They will come out to explain things, to give discuss and all that. I'm a double bound in this duty. It's required of me by the law of one creator to offer this opportunity to you at this time, though I'm also bound by the law of planetary free will and by family oaths, that there is also much I'm able to say. Rules define life and games. If you wish to participate, here they are. First, I will afford you courtesy and respect in the manner I address you, and expect the same from you in reciprocation. Second, I will decide whether or not I'm either willing or permitted to answer your question. If your question is not answered, it's either because I cannot disclose it or because I consider your question is lacking in one or more of the following: respect, courtesy, intelligence, decency, or that it was otherwise unworthy of being dignified for response. Third, that you agree to treat this potential dialogue with an aspect of provisional faith and practice. This means that rather than impeding the flow of information with crass comments of disbelief or petty name-calling, my participation here requires of you that you discuss with me under suspended judgment. In other words, wait until the process is complete before deciding for yourself as to the content of the truth and knowledge imparted herein. Fourth, that you formulate your questions intelligently. My time is limited. I do not want to waste it by having to troll through pointless, futile, insensible, or disrespectful questions. Therefore, I will answer the questions I feel are most deserving of a response during the time that I have available. Use the time we have wisely. If any of the above conditions are breached, I reserve the right to terminate our discourse for the week, if I so choose. That being said, I will attempt to answer your questions as honestly and openly as is permissible for me. I will check back and respond as time allows. How many generations back does your bloodline extend? Or perhaps more accurately, who does your family consider its earliest ancestors in a position of power? The Dracos, of course. Our lineage can be traced back beyond the antiquity, from the bottom of the cosmos, from the earliest times of your recorded history and beyond. Our family has been directing the play from behind behind the scene, behind the curtain. I knew it a long time ago, in one way or another, before the rise and fall of Atlantis. Yes, that was indeed perfectly real. We are born to lead. No, you are all self-made gods. But actually, you are not gods at all. It's part of the design for this current paradigm. Here on this universe, why not solar system alone? It is. To what extent has selective breeding been used to preserve the purity of the line? And what becomes of children of unproved unions? They breed for some purpose. They may create what they call a hybrid of Dracos, reptilians, and other. However, they would not respect them. They would naturally still be raised with privilege, but not perhaps given the keys to castle, as it were. And he's referring to their hybrids. Who their hybrids do send power. The breeding is generally case specific, dependent upon the role that the family members in question are going to grow into. I will touch more on this in answer to the next poster's question that you rephrase it. There are no unapproved unions. Our family will always intermarry between lines, or what we would term houses. Marriages are arranged, and they live in tribe. They like arranged marriage. Sex, and then they interbreed, brothers with brothers, brothers with sisters, sisters with daughters with fathers, sons with mothers, so on and so forth. Incest, all roles in their culture. In all of my years alive, I have never seen or heard of a family member breaking this code. As far as marriage goes, you do as you are told. One cannot join the family. One is born or incarnated into it. Of course, true. On the rare instances of a child being born that could be seen as bringing difficulties, like some tribes, when the children born of some culture of the world doesn't ring a bell, when the child is born lame or something, they will throw the children either in child care or they will just bury them alive. rings a bell, and all those people who are monarch, who are royal, who intermarry, they are hybrids. If you hear Illuminati, and all those tribes that bear their children and kill their children because they're born with some defect, those are seeds. They call the Anakins of the Dracos. You are correct in your premise, and they don't have their own particular specific surname. They follow the surname of the tribe. Like the tribe may have a name, you see. Let's say Tupi or Guarani. Okay, the whole people, regardless of who they are, they will have the same name, Tupi Guarani. Tupi Guarani. They won't change their surname because they follow the tribe. They doesn't follow community in all that. They don't follow that. Everybody has to have the name of the tribe, and that's the reptilian thing. You are correct in your premise that you will be raised as a part of the family, though who did not grow up in the house or community of either of his parents. Talk about discrimination and racism here. They are very racist, they are very discriminatory people. They think they are the best. People know species. It is. If one were to imagine a scale, perhaps as a triangle with political religions and corporate power at the 3 points, how would you categorize the power your family yields? Balanced, learning more towards one or two than a third, heavily favoring one of the three above the others, and has that position shift over time? You need to first understand the instruction of the family in the grand scheme of things. The line is not as important as the house. The house is not as important as the family. The family is all, no matter the house or line. We are one truly international family. Imagine, if you will, a body. A house will represent a vital organ or body part within the body itself. Each part has an important role to play in the functioning of the whole, and to each of us, the whole has an undivided loyalty, as I say, many lines, far more than you are aware of one family. Our realms or tribe. Our realms of influences do not fit as comfortably into the 3 boxes of your triangle as you may imagine. There are 6 disciplines of training within the family, and they are very military. And each member of the family is schooled instinctively in all of them. They have no free will. From early childhood, we all have an area of specialty, though we have experience in all spheres. The 6 spheres or schools of learning are military, government, spiritual, scholarship, or power over, not power within. Is it power over? Is it? I'm not scared of any of you. Leadership and sciences and practice out there on the stage of public life. We hold key positions in all of these main areas of importance. With the addiction of a complicity media machine and ownership of your financial establishments, all bases are covered. I will have to reply in part due to the restriction of characters per post. Short Napoleon. Short is sloppy. It is which ruling bloodline family Rockefellers? That may be a bit too direct for inquisitivity. I'd offer the following substitute. How many parallel bloodlines do you estimate are in similar positions to your own? And to what extent does your family see them as either competition or collaborators? Yes, as I say, knowing the line is of no practical use to you. It's the belonging to the family that's important. There are 13 base or core original bloodlines, yet there are many other lines that spring from this. as the river from the oceans. If you imagine the 13 original lines as primary color, that can be mixed to create a vast array of other colors, then you will have some comprehension. Again, no competition, just family. They have no free will. They are like, how to call? They are like a bees, like a hive. No competition, the sense of house against the house, though is a dog-eat-dog world. So there's interpersonal competition in that sense of the word. Everyone wants to move up. Our whole family society is geared that way towards upward progress. It makes me think of so many cultures that I see here. Only care about money, stepping each other's head, only care about the rat race, etc. What does the term generational members mean? Which generation specifically? It means that one is born into the family, no order, and its agenda is handed down from generation to generation. Only in extremely rare occasions have outsiders been vested into the family, and then even this were of other esoterically integrable lines. Prestige. Can you see two or more previous instances whereby this directive has been upheld? Once in 1999 to what you would call an alternative media source. Once in 2003, one other internet conspiracy-based forum, though the information relayed was not entirely pure, not from the intention of misleading, but rather through imperfect or incorrect knowledge of the messages. A failure in the filter of understanding from a human perspective. If it is not in the mainstream controlled media, it will not be believed by the masses. Because the masses are the dragon's head. This is information tailored for those who already know that we are very real and exerting a strong, if mostly subtle influence over your lives. If you wish to enslave a man, allow him to believe that he is already free. I am free, man, and nothing gonna stop me. I mean, my soul, my conscience. You can enslave my body, you can enslave my mind, but you cannot enslave my conscience. I dare you. You can even enslave my spirit, if you may, but not my conscience. You won't. I dare you. I tell you, I dare you. In the right time, I dare you. You haven't even eat the what they call the cholera, the mad dog disease, like the cholera, whatever, the rabies. That you think you can push me down, shove me, whatever, push me around. Don't know. But what basis the time of sun's revelation established? By the degree of the Supreme World Council, according to the will of the Creator. What Creator? What Creator? There's so many out there. Which one? The devil? It is, are we really considered chattel and traded such by the government? It's not government alone. The sun is the minions. They are minions. By the government, generally, yes. But why? Because they work for you or what? Yes, people are seen as collateral pawns that are maneuvered around the chessboard according to the game plan. But the family, contrary to popular beliefs, many of us do not mean you any harm directly. There is just the matter of divine destiny to uphold and unfold, and we must play our parts in the game as given to us by the Creator. In many ways, it's actually in our own interest that you are prepared for the coming harvest. just not maybe prepared in quite the way that you would like. Still, even then, you are choosing the negative polarity with your own free will decisions, with a little help and direction from us or catalyst. Souls are harvestable in either extreme of the polarities, one could say. The soul, you can take the soul, everything that doesn't belong to the source you can take, but what belongs to the source will remain with the source and go back to the source, and you have no right over it. You can take any head here except my conscience. I tell you, I dare you. You can destroy me. I don't darn care. But you can, me not me, what I have. You can destroy what I have. As in a material way, like the light body, the mind, but not my conscience. What's from the source, return to the source, and you have no power whatsoever over it. I am more than that. I'll show you in the right time. So how do you become free man? I'll show you. You have to kill me for good. I dare you to totally destroy my conscience, man. I dare you. You will never be free for as long as you are incarnation on this planet. Yeah. Now you say, oh, you can show off here. Huh? You can show your bravery in gang and legions, of course, because alone you are nothing but scared mice. You show your bravery here. You show all your power here in the solar system. But the day you show all that in the multiverse beyond the solar system, now you go. Now we go, as long as you are incarnation on this planet. Incarnate, not re, but in, not re. Not keep on return. And I will not return anymore. Not returning. I tell you, I'm not returning. And I have decided, when I decide something, you have to prove that it can destroy what the prime creator, the prime source has created. Okay? You can destroy this stupid body, you can destroy this stupid mind, you can destroy whatever. The light body, but what I am as a part of my natural self, of my essence, you cannot. I tell you, you cannot, and you won't. You'll have to live more trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of years before you can master this power to destroy what the source has created. The very nature of your being here is indication of that. There's a reason why you are here, and here is very likely not really where you think here is. Let me see what he mean. It's not exactly what you think it really is. How do you become free? By walking out where you are and coming to an understanding of why you are here. We are here to experience the source, but not to be enslaved by you. On that between the lines, you all have violated the free will of the universe, and you have destroyed the purpose for which we are here for. We are here to experience the source until we please, and not to be enslaved by 30 parts. You are all 30 parts for me. And I'm not afraid of the end of you, because I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to live as well. I'm not afraid to die. You are fastly running out of time to do so before the coming harvest. Those that don't make it, it will have to repeat the cycle. I dare you. I dare you, man. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. On the right time, I dare you. I dare. Is the Messiah alive today? Que Messiah is the devil. What Messiah? One of the bastards here will believe this damned Messiah to help the Messiah. Messiah might. Yes. There is no Messiah. At least you say something right. Stop and look outside of yourself for salvation. True. At least so. If we cannot look outside of myself, if I cannot look for outside of myself for salvation, that means I can be saved from you all. And I will. Is there what you might call a crusty conscience alive? Then yes. In a manner of speaking, though not in your density dimensional awareness. See? Where's your crust? Where your crust? You think your crust will send viruses? You think your crust will send artificial disaster? Devastating floods, hurricanes, tsunamis, fires from the skies. You think that your crust will do that? If really there were a crust here, there's a crust, not a crust, a crust. Crust. You know that hard thing that form the crust. On top there's a crust, there's not a crust. Is the end time as described in the book of Revelations? Yes, not just described in the book of Revelation, but also in the prophecies of virtually every religion which you all have created. You all created this religion. Spiritual philosophy and mystery tradition throughout history. This time is now at hand. To use your own example, however. Blah 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 blah. Then I look out and behold, the white cloud, the beast, nonsense. The earth is indeed ripe for harvest. The question is, who will be ready? And will the harvest be positive or negative? I don't care, man. I don't care, dude. I don't care. I don't care if it's ripe or not for harvest. I don't care whether I'm ready. I'm ready not to be returned anymore and not to be your slave. Okay? You better be good to me. I tell you, you better be good. All of you. How do you justify the current British royal family line is the true bloodline? But Ismael is not true receiver of Abraham's gift. If you are true bloodline, you will know what I mean. Nonsense, I mean, you are too much stuck up in your religion. Whoever is stuck up in your religion will not see things through another perspective outside of the box, idiot. I know more than you all. Who says true line? There were ruling bloodlines long before your Yahweh and his Christianity arrived on this planet. Yahweh is a creator, not the one infinite creator. I knew. Yahweh is nothing but the red dragon, the devil itself. There are other and higher gods than him. Ultimately, all are part of the one. And now you are saying, so why you want to enslave the people here? Why? If you are not the one, why? You are nothing for me, man. You are just a Christian. I am, you see. You know, when I say I, that means it's the rotten bud of mine. Doesn't mean this is mine. It means what I am as a person, she. You see, the all of me. And either consciously or unconsciously exercising their free will to create, begin to study outside of the box for true understanding of the creation. So much nonsense. So I call it all nonsense gay mentality in creation. There are other and higher gods than him. The only thing that saves our nature, nothing else, animals and nature, the rest is all a failure. The British royalty is not the most powerful line. The names that you know do not hold the real ancient power. There are others above these lineages in the hierarchy. You will not know the names of these lines. Okay, let's see who is that. The British wrote is not the most powerful line. The name that you know do not hold the real and shine the power. Yeah, do you talk about you Nanaki? Just take the remove this cat off the bag at once. Stop your drama. I don't like drama. I like to go straight to the kill, straight point. Stop the drama. Stop the mystery. There's no mystery anymore. Come on, man. Stop. It's ridiculous. Why don't you tell the Anunnaki is more powerful than the British, and why not? At least in power, in technology, you are OP. What proof do you have the ruling elite families exist and that you are a member of one? It's something that I think you thought was not falsifiable, which is why you choose that identity for the story you're weaving. However, I think there may be indeed be a way you can prove. This idiot didn't know that humans talk to a devil, to a luciferian, saurian, dracon, the stupid man here. I hope by now he will know to who he wants to stop dealing with. I have no need to prove anything to you. I'm merely doing my duty as directed to me. Believe or do not believe, we are divinely indifferent. I am obliged to complete this task here. The end result is of no consequence to me. I'll have discharged my duty in handling down certain information that must be released at this time. There is no stipulation to where I do so, only that I do. I choose above top secret and the general level of intelligence, comprehension and reasoning is reckoned to be higher than any in such forums. Understanding, doing the law of free will, I cannot just give you information, at least not without consequences to my own person, which I would rather avoid. Is an infringement upon your free will, your right to not know. Oh, so a free will means not to know, stay on the dark, is it? So wants to better control behind the scene, is it? You have to ask for the information you want, only then I can provide it. So research, there are important things I have to share. If I'm not asking the questions, I cannot get the information to you. I'm hopeful that synchronicity will bring the most important questions of real depth out from among you. My duty is to offer, yours is to ask. My duty is fulfilled whether or not yours is. Surely if you're rolling elite and their tongues like fork, blah, 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 blah. They talk very nicely about the essence. Surely if you're rolling elite families exist and you are a member of one, then you must be controlling global events through world governments. Tell us one major government action from any country that going to occur in the next 5 days. I won't be surprised when you refuse to do so. September 10, 2000. I'm not at liberty to discuss such intimate immediate detail liberty, and in many cases I'm not far enough up the hierarchy to know anyway. Typically, I would receive a call a day before the enactment of a major event, just to say something along the lines of this part of such and such a plan will take place tomorrow. In such a way, do not be alarmed. Also, one has to take into account the specific areas of specialty I mentioned previously. My area is in spirituality, so my focus is not so much on the geopolitical events. I'm aware of the overall design, though the final points are not often my area of expertise. Spiritual, huh? Spiritual now have a totally different meaning. I'm prepared to give you some things coming down the timeline that you'll be able to look back open and verify my predictions retrospectively. The stock market will soon complete their controlled demolition. It's going up and down since 2008. After initial appearance that the bails out and the school package have steadied the ship, there will be the new record lows by the end of the month. Our financial institution will later call in all loans There will be many bankruptcies and foreclosures. This is just part of the cycle. Everything's turn. The only way John McCain will become the next US president will be something happens to Barack Obama before the election. If there even is an election, if a certain faction gets their way, there will not be. Remember, behind the scenes, there is only one part that is the Anunnakis. Democracy is an illusion which is created to uphold your slavery. Whichever side wins, the family wins. There are many possibilities and alternative scripts. All of them lead toward the ultimate implementation of the overall blueprint of our Creator. Unless any unforeseen disruption delay its announcement, there will be a new currency by the end of 2008. The euros. Early 2009, along with a new union of nations. The euro. January has been spoken of in some circles as the latest, though there are plans underway which could even bring this to fruition much earlier than initially hoped for. It depends upon the results of other upcoming events as to how this will play out. I'm not high enough up the hierarchy to know the intimate details of the dates and times that far in advance. There is a tree system in which such knowledge is passed down. As and when it becomes need to know, I would be considered to be a regional leader above me, a national and international. San Francisco and Damascus will be uninhabitable by the end of 2010. Lie, never happened. Possibly even sooner. Again, it depends upon certain forces. Okay, now tell the truth. At play, and which timelines are activated. Humanity, through utterly unconscious of the fact, has a significant part to play in this. You, as a collective conscience of the planet, are choosing the negative polarization by default, by the quality of your thoughts and actions. Thought is creative energy, focus, and you get exactly what you put out. So thought is creative. Okay, I want to just get out from where I am. I want to live in a dream world with my mother and my sisters. Why do you think the media is so important to us? You have, as a society, in your hypnotized comatose state, given your free will consent to the state your planet is in today. Because all stupid, hardy idiots only think about a worldly thing. You saturated your mind with unhealthy dishes, all delicacies. Eat everything that moves. You saturate your mind with the unhealthy dishes served up for you on your TV that you are addicted to. Violence, pornography, greed, hatred, selfishness, incessant bad news, and the media, of course, fear and terror, When was the last time you stopped to think of something beautiful and pure? Now who cannot even get out of the house. The planet is the way it is because of your collective thoughts about it. Partly, but not totally. Partly. I'll say partly. You all have some part to play, and the idiots here also. The stupid, dirty humans, morons. Humans are idiots. You are complicit in your inaction. But you also have to blame, you all. Every time you look the other way, when you see injustice, your thought at the subconscious level of creation to the Creator is your allowance of the things to occur. In so doing, you are serving our purpose. It's very important to us that the polarization of this planet is negative at the time of the great harvest. That means service to self-oriented, means be selfish. and apathic, not empathic, but apathic, don't care about the suffering of others, especially the animals, as opposed to positive service to others. We require negative harvest, and you are doing a fine job of helping us to attain our goal. We are very grateful. So when you see, just to see your thought at the subconscious level of creation to the Creator. But if the Creator also is no good, also is unjust, and do injustice, and promote wicked evil actions, why wouldn't be their head here, their minions, the minuscule part, the microscopic part of it? Why won't they be? Why wouldn't they be? There will be dramatic changes to your climate and weather condition over the next few years as the time of the greatest harvest approaches. You will see why this wind speed is surpassing 300 miles per hour at times. There will be raging tsunamis and widespread devastation, and it happened. It happened a lot. Look at 2004, 2011, and a solar emission late 2009 and 2010. There will cause major melt of the ice caps and subsequent drastic rise in sea levels, leaving many international metropolitan areas underwater. Didn't happen widespread, of course. It was not everywhere. That's all I have time for at present. I have sacrificed. I must think now. Oh, sacrifice might be killing something. No, not really. Let's see if we can increase the depth of inquiry and question matter in the next session. Seek beyond the superficial. Get to the core of the matter. So next I'm gonna continue with the second session, video part 2. I also got something to attend to right